retirement. I'm a little intimidated all over again. I skipped 1 week. I didn't skip it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, holiday.
Why'd you do that? Holiday?
Well, mostly that, and I had to change gears in terms of how we're going to promote this, so that was a really big part of it. Anyway, Ted, he would be so mad if he knew I was using him to promote the Maple Leafs. He would be angry. So until I can get a shelf in the background where I can put things, and he's not the only representative, we're going to put him over there. All right. First of all, Alyssa Hope has done such a good rundown of the All-Star rosters, of the bizarritudes, like sort of the has-been Lundqvist being Henrik being on the team. It's, All-Star team, publicity stunt.
Speaking of a
publicity stunt. Really. Hello, publicity stunt. That's a terrible drag name. You need a better drag name than publicity stunt.
My new nail tech is Russian.
Yes.
Named Luba.
Luba?
Mm-hmm. I think her last name is Cation.
No, get out of here.
That would make a great drag queen name. Kissinovich.
The over-the-top
Luba
ones.
Kissinovich.
Yeah, I know, but the over-the-top ones, I need more subtlety. Anyway, there's nothing subtle about the All-Star team. There's nothing subtle about saying All-Star. Not all talented. Mitch, honey. Oh, Mitch. I can't even believe it, but if there was any proof ever that this whole thing is just a racket, this is it. And you, poor you, and I would have even watched to see you, and maybe I still will, but I'm still going to be, I don't watch All-Star games.
But in this case, she's going to watch to not see you.
No, I'm not going to watch.
You said I might still watch.
No, if he plays, if they bring him in because somebody gets hurt or something and he plays, but I want him on that team, and he's not going to be unless somebody gets injured and he, because they decided not to. They decided the best
See
hockey
how clarification helps.
Well, the best player in all of hockey is not going to play in the All-Star game. I'm sorry, you can say what you want about this one and that one. They're highlight film stars. Mitch does the work that makes everybody else look good. Mitch does the work. You don't win without Mitch Marner, okay? And we've got like 3 guys who play like that. In fact, it was kind of fun last night when we won 5-0. It was excellent. But
they made up for the other game where they played like...
Well, and Mitch, in one possession of the puck for like 45 seconds, which is an insane amount of time to have the puck, he made poor Brock Besser just exhausted. That guy was like begging to get off the ice. But that's Mitch. He's going this way, he's going that way, he's going this way. And it's not just skating or puck carrying. And it's not just being, Johnny Gaudreau's got that, on the Calgary Flames, he's got that whole offensive zone part of the game. But then Mitch is a pain in the butt. If you're trying to get... he will totally take it away from you as you're going in transition. He back checks like a fiend. This kid is like insanely good. It's fine with me if hockey people don't want to tell anybody, because I have to think.
What do the people that play the All-Star game get out of it?
Well, first of all, the All-Star game is for the pension fund. And everybody's, real high on the pension fund, and, I'm not
But individually, what do they get? Do they get an ad by being on, it's like promotion.
Whatever they get, it's nothing next to how the league punishes you if you're selected and you don't want to play. Like, Ovechkin. I get more respect for this guy every day. He said, I need the rest. So they suspended him for games in the regular season. They let this is how you know it's a publicity stunt, is that like Scientology, they got to torture you if you try to undermine the whole thing, because, that could get out. The fact is, that's all it is. And we were talking about how it started, and, it started several times, basically, right?
Right. It started as a benefit for people,
for the guy
usually individual players who had gotten badly injured. And the one in particular that you were very interested in was the first one once the NHL was around.
In the 30s or something.
Right, because the first one was played before the NHL was formed. So the one that we're referring to is Ace Bailey and Eddie Shore.
Yes, Eddie Shore.
Ace Bailey is the one that got hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this because it's kind of a big deal, the setup.
Eddie Shore got attacked.
On December 12, 1933, Toronto's King Clancy tripped Boston's Eddie Shore. And in retaliation, did Shore hit King Clancy? No, he hit the Leafs' Ace Bailey from behind, flipping him over backwards. Bailey hit his head on the ice so hard that a priest in attendance gave him last rites. Bailey lived for almost 60 more years, but his playing career was over. Shore was suspended for 16 games of a 48-game season for the hit. So the February 14th All-Star game, his number 6 uniform was retired.
For the Maple Leafs.
Yes, the Maple Leafs played an all-star team. The Leafs won, and the money that was cleared was given to Bailey's family.
And then what? The Summit Series replaced it, right? Or something like that. In the 70s.
Let's see. The all-star game was moved from the start of the season to its current position in the mid-season in 47-48. In 79, the Challenge Cup Series replaced the game.
Yes.
In 1987, it was replaced with Rendezvous 87.
More baloney.
Lockouts disrupted the NHL season in 1995, 2005, and 2013, and resulted in the cancellation of the game in those years. As part of the NHL collective bargaining agreement that expired in 2014, the NHL agreed with the NHLPA not to hold an all-star game during Winter Olympic years. Consequently, the contest was canceled in 2006, 2010,
that's really
and
important. All right, put the notes away now. Are you still printing on the back, too? Because I don't want to flip them over and find out. Okay. Ovi didn't get to play in the Olympics. Gary Bettman said, no Olympics for you. And he's kind of good in international play. It's like, to him, that's important. At least that's real. At least that means something. The All-Star game doesn't mean anything. With Mitch in it, it's interesting to me. Without Mitch in it, it's not interesting. Just not interesting. And it would only be interesting because I'd want to see, after being snubbed like this, if he was, and he will be for years, voted in by the fans. He will be voted in. I won't watch. It's not hockey. I love hockey. And here's the problem. No matter what good it does for the pension fund, you're trying to bring in people who don't like hockey or have newly started to like hockey or have heard of people, okay? So you bring in all the guys, and the fans vote for who they've heard of. There's no way that some of these people make this team if only people who really, really are fans vote on it. And it gets worse, there's so many layers to it, because one of the main places you vote is if you go to a game. You put in your ballot. In fact, that's the only place I've ever voted for baseball's All-Star, is at the game. So it used to be people who went to the game were the ones following the game. But anybody who's gone to a game recently can tell you, no, they're the people with the money. Mm-hmm. They're the people with the corporate connections. They're the ones who have the good jobs and can do that. I mean, people go, ordinary people go, but it certainly isn't the amount that used to go.
Well, and it's a huge chunk of your finances if you want to buy tickets for a season.
Oh, my dad was talking about how he and my mom had season tickets when I was little. They had season tickets to the Red Wings. And I just thought a young couple, barely able, starting out, scraping by, okay, have money for season tickets. That's not even, if I told somebody...
In the mid-90s, before the IHL was disbanded, my ex-husband and I got half-season tickets to, I can't remember the Vipers.
Okay.
At the Auburn Hills that they played at the Pistons.
Right. No,
and we spent, I think, $205 for 3 of us to go for a half season. Well, it was a fantastic deal.
And that's,
And you can't find that kind of deal anymore.
Very rarely, maybe, in some of the
you can
markets.
pay that much for one ticket.
I noticed when we were playing the Wild even, who should have, that's supposed to be the state of hockey. A lot of Maple Leaf fans there, but like places like Columbus and Florida, it's mostly Maple Leaf fans because they know they can get tickets there. And it's so expensive. That's why, this next gen game, that was a tough game. But Mitch, beautiful. He came out and scored a goal I'll never forget. Only because it was almost like he wasn't trying. He got the puck, but he didn't have real good control, and he skated in, and he just sort of winged it. And it went in the top right corner, and he scored. It was fluttering. It was so pretty. And so it was 7 seconds in, okay? So I was like, wow. And all those kids there, and Mitch, I'm sure the kids relate to him. And, yeah, but then we lost because it was stupid. But when we play those kind of teams, and, what was I saying? I have no idea. Flipping no idea. I'm too busy thinking about how I'd no longer have a bald spot. But I still need some lower teeth badly. Don't tell me. Go ahead and tell me. You can say, hey, lady, you have bad teeth. Well, this is not a surprise. Sheesh. I paid a lot of money for those. So I will get some here. I just, it costs money. It's not free. It's really expensive. Really expensive. But that's okay. Anyway, so my fear is that they'll use the evidence like they go, your agent goes, well, he was selected to 3 All-Star teams when you go in for your contract. And I don't want Mitch to be in the spring having to, they've got to know. I would lose all respect for Doobie if he should suddenly decide that he is going to use the fact that Mitch wasn't selected for the All-Star team, even by the selection committee. Which is weird because finding out Con Campbell's in charge of that and knowing that certain kind of player appeals to him, I thought Mitch would appeal to him, but apparently not. And maybe he's never heard of him, but the kid's a superstar. No matter what he does commercials, he's a superstar. And,
he does a little dance, he's a superstar.
There's so many gifts, too. I never have to speak again. Mitch's gifts speak everything. I hate when people speak in gifts. Right, Vince? Should still be watching you, Facebook people. You shouldn't have stopped watching. So here's how they set it up. They get all the people have heard of, and then they play a game that's pretty much a scoring battle. And it's not much of a battle, let's put it this way. Without making most goaltenders look completely trashy, they try to let all the goal scorers score. There's no hardcore defense. There's a little bit of positional, but that's...
How many goaltenders are in the game? Do they switch them out?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many exactly will be in the game.
Okay.
But thousands, it seems like. No, really. They're bringing somebody in every couple minutes, and people are scoring like crazy. It's like a highlight film game. So you're playing this game, and it's totally phony, and it's totally for publicity. There's no, yeah, you want to raise money, but tell me there's no other thing you could do to raise money. So then I'm thinking,
They could sell Girl Scout cookies, which it's the season, by the way, and you got to order some.
oh my God, yes, I told you. Just buy every single one of that kind with the peanut butter on top and the chocolate.
Well, you'll have to tell me how many you want, because I got an in.
You got it.
I got an in.
For
I know a Girl Scout mom.
cookies. Oh man.
Dory, remember me.
Indeed.
You're going to make your little girl famous.
Anyway, I love Girl Scout cookies. I love food. I love all food. So you know my teeth aren't going to be rotten for long because I'll have to get them fixed so I can eat. It's not that bad yet.
Because those peanut butter cookies, you can't just put them in your mouth and let them dissolve. There's
No.
just enough wax in the chocolate covering that it'll just lay there in your
Well,
mouth.
it doesn't taste right because you want to get the whole
The complexity of the cookie.
The complexity of the cookie. It's got such an interesting little taste. What do you call it? A taste.
It was right there, and then it went whoosh.
I don't watch cooking shows anymore. I used to have all
Profile.
Yes, that's it. A taste profile.
A flavor profile.
Flavor profile. All right. Anyway.
That's why they're $6 a cookie.
Hey, this is more important than the bloody All-Star game. It just doesn't raise as much money for the pension.
It could. They could make money for Girl Scouts.
They could play a serious game here of 3-on-3. They fear this. 3-on-3 hockey. No descriptions of what you do. 3 skaters and a goaltender each. Like we do. If you stick around a hockey game and it's tied, they play 5 minutes of 3-on-3. So you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I don't even know what you're doing watching my show, but howdy, stay around. Maybe check out a hockey game sometime. Subscribe. But I think that 3-on-3 hockey, which isn't hockey, it's not the league, it's not what we do, but it's so exciting that very frankly I don't think people will want to watch regular hockey after a while anymore. You can't glorify 3-on-3 hockey any more than it already is, which is, it glorifies itself, but it would change everything. You can't just suddenly change the amount of players, Can you imagine that? Now baseball will only have 7. Now football will allow 13. Because in Canada, I think they have 12. I think that freaks me out. But they have all this stuff, like a 110-yard field. Probably got metric or something.
Probably.
It's wider, too. 3 downs. So more passing. Speaking of, Alabama's going to win the championship tomorrow. That will be 7. At the Alabama Invitational Tournament, which is an annual tournament held to show how wonderful Alabama is. That's right, Shanahan. That's what you want. That kind of franchise. One where people are bored from the winning. One where people wish for the quality days of finishing in last place and having big leads in Game 7s and blowing it. No, I'm a Bama fan. It's not boring. Believe me. Every step of this has been so exciting. You just have to keep, again, the game takes care of itself if you take care of the game. So what happens with these stupid All-Star games, if you can follow me now, I'm back to that, is that...
See how we did that? Looped it right back around.
That's how I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think loopy. That's my thinking. So they do this, and then the people they're bringing in want to see certain things. Now, these are the same people who will vote next year based mostly on highlight films, and highlight films generally look at this guy go, yeah, Connor McDavid is the very best player on highlight films far and away the last couple years. Not even anybody really close, okay? But that's not hockey. And the more not hockey they bring into this All-Star game that starts to leak into the expectations of fans. And the fans' expectations start to leak into Bettman's office. And, Bettman, I don't hate him like a lot of you. He is what he is. He kind of rescued the league. So I'm not mad at him. And he sort of stopped the discussion about fighting, but by doing so, he sort of institutionalized the whole enforcer goon thing. So, another concept, this all-star game, that there's some idealism higher than the Stanley Cup. That there's something to achieve in this sport as an individual, being selected to this team and showing off for everyone and really being made to look good, because everybody makes each other look good. It's very make you look good sort of thing. Which is like a reality competition show or something.
Yeah, that's definitely not hockey.
No, it's not hockey. And you want to bring people to that, and then you go, well, if we don't have more of that. No, I've watched it happen. This whole idea is a tragedy. Find another way to raise money for the pension fund. All right. Leonard Shea. I found out the music in his videos, he writes all those songs and performs them. Actually, that's what he does. He's a songwriter.
Oh.
And so he's got a new one. He got his first piece of sports swag. And he went through this whole worthiness test of opening it. So I'm going to link that one. And Alyssa, I'm going to link her, the commercials for the Penguins. No, you know what, Alyssa? Let's do the All-Star Game. I'm going to put that one up. But check out these channels, you guys. These people are really good. They work hard. They probably work harder than me. But they don't know as much as me. I used to work way harder. I don't have to reinvent the wheel, you know. So, any questions do you think I should answer for the clarification of the people who don't necessarily think loopy?
I just want to make sure that you spoke to the fact that that first benefit game was all based around the fact that somebody took something out on somebody that didn't do anything.
Well, see, Eddie Shore was a guy who was really, really easily upset. He's a lot like you know, back in the old days. You know, I mean, it was like make my day every moment of every day. and I don't know, because I wasn't there. Seriously, I'm old, but not in my 90s yet. And maybe I'll never get to my 90s. But he definitely, King Clancy it was a very cheap thing to do, trip him at that point. But so what? It's hockey. Grow up. You got to get over it. What are you going to do? Go, well, I lost, but he tripped me, so it's totally like winning. No. You got to overcome it. You got to be bigger than that. And that's one problem I have with that kind of thinking. But for the most part, Shore was a great credit to the game. Brought a lot of attention in Boston there or wherever. I think it was Boston. And, but Ace Bailey he was a prince among men.
Yeah, you said he would have never fought anybody.
No, unless somebody was actually challenging his actual manhood, and then he probably would have done what Tim Horton often did. Like I said, he embraced them.
Mm-hmm.
Just embrace them. And they can punch a little bit, but so, And that way it keeps it from you looking like a total putty, which she took off quick, man. If we don't pay attention to her, she doesn't like it.
Yeah. Shaba.
Sha. Anyway.
She's cleaning.
I love
She needs to pull her weight. I
always call her, Shaba, because that's Shar Bar. Okay, just a little rhymey thing. In Boston is Shaba. Okay, so I call her Shaba. And I've been calling her Shaba Shea with a K and a J. Probably Mary doesn't even know what that means, but a lot of you do. You just, realize. Shea with a K and a J. He plays for the Rangers. Brady Shea. S-K-J. E-I. Shea.
And what's his heritage? What's his background?
British Columbia. or something. Maybe even
I don't
California.
know.
I don't know. He might be American.
No, he's not, nobody's just American.
Who did I find out was from Thousand Oaks, California?
Somebody give that guy a Q-tip and have him do a DNA
blew
test
my
so we
mind.
can find
So
out where
anyway-
Shea came from, spelt that way.
In the best way that they paved the way for our greatness too, because they show us certain things about our character. Roll Tide, okay? And go is go. And let's do this Monday night. I'll probably have to watch it recorded. And Mitch, you know what? Better they don't like you. Better they don't realize that you're coming up behind them and you're going to make them look stupid. All right. Mitch and I will be back. I promise.